Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gift. In this video I'll be making this very simple dress. I'll be making use of 2 yards of Ankara fabric. My fabric is already folded into 4. I'll be cutting both the front and the back together. So I'm going to minus from my shoulder to my chest line from the full length of the dress. That is where I want the dress to start from. So I'm going to take out 6 inches. I added 1 inch seam allowance to the top of my fabric. Then I took out 6 inches and I marked the full length of my dress. Then I'm going to start inserting my measurement. From my shoulder to my bust point line is 10 inches. Because of the 1 inch seam allowance, I came down by marked 11 inches. So the width of this fabric is 16 inches. So I'm going to continue to mark the bust measurement. You can see the way I placed my tape. So I'm going to roll out this line on a straight line on this fabric. So this is my bust point line. So from the top of the fabric, I'm going to go out by 2 inches like this. Then to mark my armhole measurement, I've already taken out 6 inches from the top of the fabric. So I'm going to mark my round armhole measurement divided by 2, which is 8 inches. But I came down by 1 inch from that 8 inches because of the 1 inch seam allowance I added to the top. Then I'm going to connect them together like this in a slanted way, or you can just take the measurement straight down to your bust point measurements. Then I'm going to cut that part out. So because this is a free dress, I'll not be adding any measurements to the side of the fabric. So when I open this fabric up, this is what I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hem the armhole area. So you can cut out a facing or use a bias tape to pipe the armhole, but just make sure you close it first before making a channel at the top of the fabric. After I pipe the armhole, then I'll make a channel at the top of the fabric. So I'm going to fold the fabric like this, then make a channel. I'll make it wide enough for the rope I'm going to use for the sleeves to pass through. I'll be using this fabric to cut the pocket. I'm going to fold it into 4. Then I'm going to place my palm on it like this. Make sure you spread out your hands if you are going to use your hands to cut this. Then I'm going to follow this shape and trace it on the fabric like this. I'm basically using my free hand to cut this. Then after that, I'm going to take my scissors and follow the shape and cut out the pockets. So I'm going to have 4 pieces, 1 for each side of the fabric. So I'm going to notch where the pocket is going to start from. So I'm going to minus the 6 inches from the top. Then from my shoulder to my waist measurement is 16 inches. I came down by 2 inches from my waist measurement, that is 18 inches. Then I'm going to notch my fabric like this on this side, so the notch is going to appear on all sides of the fabric. Then I'm going to place each piece of the pockets on that from that notch. So I'll place the right side of the pocket on the right side of the fabric like this and pin it to their self. So ensure you place the right side of the fabric or the pocket on the right side of the fabric. So I'm done attaching the pockets to the fabric. I also hemmed the armhole and I piped the top of the fabric for the rope. So this is what I have now. So I'm going to place the other side of the fabric on it also. I did the same thing for it. Now I'm going to join the sides of the fabric. So I'm going to arrange them on each other properly. Then I'm going to take my chalk and trace out the way I'm going to stitch the fabric together. I will do the same thing for the other side of the fabric. I'm going to arrange them on each other properly. Then I'm going to use my chalk to trace out the way I'll be stitching the fabric together. So ensure the two right sides of your fabric are facing each other before joining. So I'll be using this fabric as the rope. So this is 1.5 inches wide. So I'm going to conceal the rough edges inside like this. So I'm going to conceal the rough edges in the center. Then I'm going to fold it this way. Then I'm going to top stitch it to the end. So I'll keep on concealing the rough edges and folding it like this to the end of the fabric. So I'm done stitching the two sides of the fabric together, and this is what I have on both sides. So I'm also done making the rope. So I'm going to use this safety pin to pass the rope through the channel like this. So I'm going to pass it through the channel and pass it through the other side of the fabric also. So I'm done passing it through the front and the back of the fabric, and this is what I have now. So I'm going to top stitch the other side of the fabric on the shoulder. So I'm going to place the fabric on the shoulder like this. I'm going to top stitch, then cut out the excess part of it. So you make sure the way you pass the rope through the fabric, you'll be comfortable with it when you wear it. So I'm just going to conceal those parts, or if you want to tie the sleeves on one side of the shoulder, you can go ahead and tie it, but I'm going to top stitch them on each other and cut out the excess parts. So make sure the two edges of the rope is neat, and make sure the fabric is comfortable, the sleeves rather, the rope is comfortable when you wear it before you stitch them together. So I'm done top stitching the rope on each other, and this is what it's looking like. So this is what I have now. So I'm just going to use my tape to measure it to give you an idea what this part is. So I have 8 inches here. When I drag this also to the other side, I have 8 inches also. Just make sure it's comfortable for you. So I made this rope that I'll be using for the waist. This is optional though. So with this, you have come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching.